Now we've been talking about solving equations, but what happens when there is no solution? What happens when you have something that looks like this, 5 plus n? There's no equal sign, therefore this is not an equation. This has its own special name. This is called an algebraic expression. And what this means is 5 plus some amount, or 5 plus an amount. Now, sometimes you'll be told what that amount is. You're going to see things like n equals 3. If I know what n equals, then I can solve this problem. Until then, it is simply an expression. In considering some algebraic expressions, you have to really pay attention to what's being asked. For instance, when you have a word problem that says 3 times a number plus 2, well, we have to consider, what do we have there? 3 times a number plus 2. We know that we have 3 times a number, so 3 times a number, and we're adding 2. Now we have to figure out what goes in here, a number. We're going to use a variable. So we can say 3 times x plus 2. Now this looks kind of ugly and spread out, so I'm going to simplify it. When you simplify an expression or an equation, you're just breaking it down, eliminating extra information. So to simplify it, I'm going to say 3x plus 2. 3 times a number plus 2. For this expression, 2n minus 14. What we have here is 2 times a number minus 14. Really, this is less. So it's 14 less than 2 times a number. So if you were to write this out, the correct way would be 14 less than 2 times a number. We're going to use algebraic expressions to help us solve this problem. Mrs. Swan's dinner cost $25. In addition to dinner, she left the waitress a tip. She spent a total of $32. How much was her tip? We're going to use this little table to help us organize our information. So we're going to consider how much dinner cost. Dinner cost $25. Plus, she left a tip. We don't know how much she left, so right now, let's call this T for tip. So we have $25 plus her tip equaled a total of $32. Now, we have not an expression, but an equal sign. We have an equation, so we can now solve this problem. 25 plus T equals 32. We're doing the inverse operation, so we subtract 25 to isolate the variable. And we're left with T equals $7. So she left a tip of $7. Okay? To conclude, when you're solving expressions, you're going to have to substitute numbers in because they don't have an equal sign. It's equations that have the equal sign.